My name is Amanda. I'm with K Garnet for Nepal. And we're in Bhaktapur today talking with Pramesh, our good friend, like a son to me, one of my favorite sons. So we got rained out and we had to come back inside. So we're in the Gia restaurant in Bhaktapur, the inside, and talking with Pramesh about Gaijatra. How did it actually happen historically?
Like, as in history, like the royal family, they lost a son. So, and then, the queen, she really had like psychological problems, like because, loved ones and everything. And then king, he think himself how to make happy with the queen to show, it's rules of nature. It happens to everybody, not only for the queen. So, and then he tells to people. That's how it started in this Gaijatra festival.
So when I go, I love Gaijatra. It just is such a lovely, magical ceremony. It's just lovely festival. So I see everybody with the sticks in the street, and they dance and they chant. The cows and the chariots. But now what goes on behind the scenes? How does it actually happen?
Well, actually, the thing it's like it starts from early morning, before they're taking out that chariot of the dead person. So before they have to do the worship, they do the puja with the chariot, and they're dressed like male and female, and then some of the family they cry, the family members they cry before the chariot took around the city. So and after that, like people started playing the stakes and musics and everything. So that's to show sad this moment, So
they get the sadness out
exactly,
and then they can be happy.
Yes, so
it's
that's the reason. Like even I told you, the male, they dress like a female, and they make up, and sometimes they painted. And last time it was one of the interesting thing. It's like Slipknot, like they make up like a Slipknot, and with their own, teen music, and I mean anyone can do anything in that festival. That's like a kind of time to make people happy. So that's how we celebrate the Gaijatra festival.
Yeah.
And even we talked about the cow as well. So as I told you, cow is holy animals. So he's the one who can cross the sea. So in Hinduism we believe that we have to cross the sea to go to heaven. So if we hold the tail of the cow, then we can cross the sea. That's like a kind of myth or history. So that's the reason we bring cows out and
Very nice. We say that we're going to wait. Somebody will meet us in the light and take us through the light and take us into heaven. Yeah. Then St. Peter's got to have a say. But that's very nice. You just grab the cow tail
and then cross the sea and then be in heaven.
Take me home.
Yeah, take me home, exactly.
After a person dies, the Newar family goes through a series of procedures depending on the family's financial abilities. Then in August, this festival comes and the family erects a chariot for the deceased. As you can see, these chariots are quite lavishly decorated. An umbrella at the top, fabric for a nice new piece of clothing, a picture of the deceased, an altar with flowers and red powder for doing tikas. Just a couple of tips from my ebook and blog post about the festival. Leave your valuables and passport at your guest house. Either get a room in the guest house along the route, as Suzette and I did, or get a table at a rooftop restaurant along the route. I'd suggest getting a room in Bhaktapur if at all possible, because Lord Bhairab comes out late in the evening and there's a lot more dancing. Although the main celebration is only this one day, the festival actually goes on for 8 days. So, okay, well, thank you so much for sharing with us. That was very interesting.
Yes. Well, thank you for Amanda as well, I really wanted to do something like this before as well, because as being a tour guide, as she already told me, Like I've been working, guide for almost 15 years, locally from Bhaktapur, growing up here, born here, and yeah, so we do have like information. It's not at all, but of course we still do have information about all this, history, lifestyles, and cultures, and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you come to Bhaktapur and you need a good local guide, Pramesh is not annoying. My son used him and had a nice time.
Yeah. Do good for others. Good
Yeah.
comes to me, so don't worry. Yeah.